Hi, I'm Lil from Made by Marley. Today I'm doing something different. I'm going to start a new kind of piece on my channel, which is just how I decorate things with my pieces and things that I have. So today I'm going to be decorating these shelves here. Now, my walls have just been painted and you can't really tell in this light, but they look almost a really dark grey, but they're actually kind of a bay leaf, dried bay leaf, the paint's called, so they're really kind of dark greeny grey. So I'm going to run through all the things that I think are important when decorating shelves. So first thing I think is important is don't go out and buy loads and loads of things. You've no reason to do that. If you just shop your home, go around each room and look at things that you think, oh, it doesn't really need to be there, but that would look nice in that room. And you can always go back and fiddle with what you've messed up. I do that all the time. So I have bought one new thing. I've got plaster on my finger. I broke the nail last night when I was painting the walls. So I've bought one new thing, which is a little clock that I'm going to put on these sets of 3 shelves. That's it. Everything else is either came from charity shops and or I bought it at a vintage sale room, or they're old or they're new and I've made them look old. That's how I roll. I don't go out and buy lots of new things. I think a properly staged shelf has to have a good mix of just about everything. I don't care if I put new pieces beside vintage pieces. I'm not bothered about that. But the first thing is shop your home, get all your bits together. Mine's all sitting here on my draining board. I'm going to point the camera down in a minute and we'll have a wee look at what I've got. So shop your home, don't go and buy loads of new things. It's just wasteful. Try and use what you've got, or paint it, or upcycle it a little bit, or give it a new purpose so that you've got enough. I've got more than enough sitting behind me. Probably won't fit on, but we'll see what we can do. Second thing is put all your big things onto your shelves first. Now you can't see, but if I tilt the camera up, I've already put a soul food sign that I made up the top, and I've hammered a nail into the wall to hold it up there. They've got a little bit of decorating space that I can do in front of it, and I've got 2 large pieces on either side of that. I quite enjoy how there's a bottle of Prosecco sitting on top of my cupboard. I'll move it, I look like some kind of alcoholic. So there's this, the soul food sign is already up. I've already done that. The clock that I bought, which I'll give you a close up in a minute, is the clock that the new thing that I bought, and it's set up there because it's new and I don't want it in amongst all this other stuff. So shop your home, get your bits together. I'll tilt the camera back down now so you can see me. Shop the home, don't buy new things, just use what you've got. Make do, paint it, do whatever to have your things. Second thing is when you go to decorate shelves. Now there's 3 shelves I've got here. Let's put all your big things on first, because then you can arrange all your little things around it. Third thing is, especially on the wall that I've got, which is a dark wall, you need to intersperse some pieces of white. It makes the eye kind of rest on what it's looking at, and it kind of, the brain makes sense of it better if there's some white bits interspersed. Now, as I said, mine is a kind of vintage style, but I love farmhouse as well, but I'm not ready to paint my whole house dark white. I live in Scotland. I like colour as well, so with being an artist, so I'm never going to paint my whole house white. I will love it. I love seeing pictures of farmhouse. I can't quite go that far, but I do have quite a few farmhousey sort of pieces. So some of them are white, so when I put them in between everything, it kind of lets the eye rest. I've got bowls and different things like that. Groups. The kind of rule of thumb is groups of 3, little collections. So when you're working, once you put your big things on, you work on your smaller items, little collections as you go. That kind of helps as well. These shelves, I'm going to zoom in. These shelves here are 3 shelves that were made from just pieces of wood. Originally when they were up here, I had them as a lighter coloured wood, but I've stained them a little bit darker, so that's the shelves that we're going to be decorating. So I'm going to set up a camera angle because right now I'm having to stand on my tiptoes to talk to you, and then I'm going to give you a quick run through of the things that I have and what I'm going to put on the shelves. I have these old scales. These came from a charity shop. They're a wee bit rusty and I quite like them. I'm not so fan of the stainless steel tray. They're not originally old, but they're originally old because I bought them a good 10 years ago and I got them in a charity shop and I think they were about £3 or £4. This is a vintage jug that I got from an antique sale room. I've got some white plates. I've got a big plate that had loads of chips and dings in it, which I decoupage in a redone font. Now I don't think that's going to fit on the shelves. I've got a check-in. This here I got for Christmas off Martin. This here was a brand new thing that I got from Home Bargains, and I just put a sort of redone sort of font onto it saying Bloom. I've got a wee cactus in there. I've got something I've made. I've got antique tins. I buy these antique tins. I'll set them up on the shelf so you can see them in charity shops, and people give me them. So they're old tins, but old tins look awesome together. I've got a thing that I bought in a charity shop. Somebody spent the time to make this tapestry, and I quite enjoy it. It's kind of granny like and I love it. I've got an old colander. It's old. And this is my beautiful new bee clock that I got from Marks and Spencer's, which will be going in amongst all this stuff. And I'll give you a close-up of the soul food sign. So I'm not quite sure how you're going to do it, and I think you're probably going to see the back of me for the majority of this video, but we'll see if I can get a good camera angle of me popping everything onto the shelf. Just give me a minute. So I think once my head's out the way, this is probably the best angle to have a look at these shelves. I apologise if you're looking at my back quite a lot of times, but I'm going to be going, for the first shelf anyway, I'm going to be humming and hawing, and I'll speed it up so that it's not too dull. So I quite quickly make up my mind what I like and what I don't like. So I'm sorry if the colours look a little bit washed out. So I put a kind of, Martin made me a kind of breadboard tapas board. So I put that here, the old scales, my bowl that says 1, some old tins. You can still see the soul food sign, it's not obscured. The hen I got from just a vintage kind of flea market sale that comes a couple of times a year when it's not COVID. The jug I got from a charity shop years ago. I used to keep my paintbrushes in it. The rabbit, there's a story to the rabbit. The rabbit came from TK Maxx. I got him a couple of years ago. He was hot pink and it was part of, well, it was kind of pink. He goes with this sort of turquoise one, and I decided that the other day I didn't really like him, that colour. It doesn't really go with anything in my house. And, I wanted to use him not just for Easter. So there's my gorgeous Marks and Spencer's bee clock, a wee cactus, a little, I got these from a sale room. The jug was from an antique sale room. The toadstool, I treated myself to that in a gift shop locally at Christmas because I enjoyed it. There's the old tapestry sitting beside it. It's good to have that sort of layering. And that little love sign I made recently on a video, I just think it's cute. I had to incorporate my tea number 1, 2 and 3. These are retro vintage. They're the originals. I got them off Martin a couple of Christmases ago and I love them. And they just kind of like make me feel happy. I love the 3 colours of them, and although they're not particularly vintage, they're from the 70s. These, although they're not kind of like this sort of ideal, this is why I like to mix and match. The big plate was a challenge, and I'm going to have to try and think of a better solution. But I don't know if you can see, I've had to put a little bit of brown packing tape just in there, because if not it'll slide off the unit, where I think I could just put a little tack in it. There's my cow, my Home Bargains cheap and cheerful vase, which I just put the words bloom on, and I just put that little bit of greenery in the colander. And that is really the shelves I'm going to be carrying on decorating. So there'll be a few of these today of all the different areas in my kitchen. I've got an old sort of 50s retro sort of cupboard there, which has made by Marley craft blanks on it, which I really like because it has got bits and bobs in it. So I'm not going to pan over the rest of the kitchen because it's such a disaster, but I'm slowly but surely putting it all back together. So that's my kitchen shelves. This has been well from Made by Marley, although there's been no crafts. This is just a fun thing that I thought I'd show if you're unsure. I'm quite bold. I just put things where I think they should go, and I think that's what everybody should do. If you like it and you want it, then you put it there. There's other people that might say, oh, well, that's just a collection of rubbish, but for me, I like it. So if you like to see more of these videos, please subscribe, and if you think other people might like it, please feel free to share. Thank you.